안녕하세요. 이jogun Wedzia. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about a few things that change in the game. Mainly, we're going to talk about the adjustment they make to the target system. So let's go to it. First thing first, we're going to go to the access menu. So on your Xbox controllers, you press the view button. That's the one next to the left analog stick. You click on that and you go to the access info. And then here, we're going to see that this is the new change they made to this thing. So whenever you decide to target a piece of equipment that is available to be targeted, then it's going to show up right here where it says target reward list. Like for instance, as an example, I got an amorphous material here that is on the list. And then we also have Keelan catalyst. Now, as an example, to show you how this works, so if I go to Descendant right here, I'm just going to remove this one and then add it back on. If I go to Descendant and go to Keelan, and this is the one that is targeted, so I am going to remove this one just by going to the acquisition info, and so it is right here targeted inside the game. So I'm just going to press and hold the right trigger, and then it will remove it from the targeted list that you see right here. So now I only have this one. Now, in order for you to put it back on, now the reason why you have this here is because it helps you track what you are doing. For instead of going to all the menus to get to it to see which one that you are targeting, so it is right there. That's a good quality of life. So if you want to put it back on, let's say for instance I want to put Keelan again. You just click on it, and then this is the piece that you want. You can click on that piece, like I say, this one is already cooking, and then so you can click on it. So you want to do hard or normal. So make sure that you pick the right one. So you don't want to pick normal and then you just go to hard and say that, well, I've been doing this thing and I never got it. Just make sure you pay attention whether you're doing normal or hard. So once you click on it, so it is targeted. And then when you go back to the access info menu, so it is right here. Now you can see there's a percentage going on here. So you already know the way it works. After you fail 5 times, then you guarantee to have the piece that you're looking for. Now, this actually works, but a lot of time you get it before you already fail 5 times. That's what I see in my experience with this thing. But whenever you do it 5 times, eventually you will get it because it is guaranteed. Same thing with the Fellow. Now, also on the access info menu, you can also see on the target items, you can also have it right here. So it shows you that you already got the piece, and then it says 1 out of 1. But if you didn't have it, it would say 0 out of 1. But the way you target this right here is by going to whatever you're trying to target. And then so if I go back to Keelan, and then so this is the piece that we were trying to target. Now, once you see the piece that you want to track, just click on it based on the corresponding button. For the Xbox, it's the Y button. Right now, if I press the Y button, so it's going to take it off. So now that I take it off, you can see right here, it's not there anymore. So to put it back on, just go back to the same menu and then press the corresponding button. In this case, it would be Y, and then it will be on the list for whichever one. So you got to go inside and do it, and then it will be tracked for you. Now, to show you what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the percentage, this is one when I was at 21% and I got it. Now, you can farm for this on either normal or hard. I would highly recommend that you do it on hard. Now, a lot of people suggested that you farm Keelan and Fellow on normal because it is faster. To me, you do what you got to do, but I'd rather do it on hard difficulty, but you can also get the piece on normal. In any case, now let's talk about the best way to actually get those pieces. All right, now that you know how to target farm and how the system works and the improvement they make, so the next thing is how can you get these things as fast as possible? Now, when you are farming the void vessel, just make sure you do things correctly. So when you get those things that extend the time, just make sure you pick them up, because this actually make it possible for you to get 4 containers. That's the difference between getting 4 containers or 2 containers. So just make sure you pick those things so you can get a better chance. Now, let's take Fellow for example. So the old way, you have 4 containers, and it could be 4 Fellows or 4 Keelan. But now they change it. You get 2 or 2 or 1 or 1, depends on how good you do with the mission. Now, for Fellow, if you're trying to get the Fellow code, just make sure you open the intact data vault, because this one gives you 25%. If you're trying to get the spiral catalyst, just make sure you open the imperfect data vault. If you're trying to get the stabilizer, just make sure you open the restricted data vault. And if you're trying to get the enhanced cell for Fellow, just make sure you open the last data vault. Those give you the 25%. So if you are doing this willy-nilly, then you're going to spend more time trying to get it. But the most optimum way to get it is just make sure you open the right container. You can do the same thing for Keelan. Just make sure you know which of those boxes give you the highest chance, and then just do it that way. Now, having said all of that, getting those blueprints is not too bad of a grind. However, crafting them is where you're going to spend a lot of time. Like, for instance, you can see that I have all this cooking. I got all the pieces for Fellow and Keelan. I'm just waiting for them to finish so I can craft both of them. But this one, I got 6 hours left, and this one I had 6 hours. So this is a total of 8 hours, I believe it will take to get each piece. But so I am waiting. It is important to know which container that you are going to open to get the materials to actually farm this thing. So if you are trying to get Fellow as quick as possible, just make sure when you are in the mission and you're trying to pick up those materials to actually craft the pieces, make sure you open the right one. The one that you want is the experimental storage. That's the one you want if you're trying to craft Fellow as fast as possible. So for me personally, what I do, if it's not the experimental storage container, then I am not going to open it, because I'm trying to get this guy as fast as possible. Why is that important? Because everybody loves the Fellow. And another reason why this is important, you're trying to get Fellow as quick as possible, is the year-end celebration event. So a lot of people are trying to figure out how to get the white fur for Fellow. So if we click on the event, you can see right here the Descendant year end. So if you click on this, and you can see you can get the skin, the white skin for Fellow. In order for you to do that, you have to own Fellow. And this is the reason why I was showing you, if you want to get it as fast as possible, do those things that I was just telling you. Now, how do we know that? It is right here in the message. Now, although in game, this is not really, somebody can say, what is on RK Fellow? It's not really clear, in my opinion. But if you go to the event announcement, it shows you, like I'm showing you on screen right now, it says on Fellow. So once you own Fellow, you'll be able to pick this up. Now, the time is limited. It started on the 11th and it will end on the 18th. So you got to make sure that you do it throughout that week, and that way you can get Fellow. So I don't know if they're going to extend the time for Fellow, but it's possible that they're not going to, because they only give you 1 week to actually get Fellow. So hopefully you guys can get this for the skin. It looks very nice on Fellow. Now, another thing I want to remind you guys, just make sure you get as much free stuff as possible. So make sure that you consult with ANAIS on the website if you already link your account and get all that stuff going on. So if we go on the website right here for the Winter Festival, so when we go to the tabs and this one right here, and the last tab, the co-op one, now this is the second week that she's giving those free stuff. So you can see if you come right here, go for your personal goals. If you do these things, then you're going to get those things. So once you get Fellow, you're not only going to get that skin, you're also going to get all this stuff right here. So getting Fellow is very important. That's for this week right here. And now also, you also going to get weapons tickets. And then remember, I told you guys last time, with those weapon tickets, you can get those blueprints, any blueprints that you need, and you can get it from there. So you're going to get 3 this week. Again, all you got to do is just play the game. Like, for instance, you play the game, it's everybody playing together to get this amount of points, and then you can come here and claim it, just like I'm going to do right here. So if I come here, I claim this, and this one is going to go in my mailbox, and then I get those blueprints. And once you get those blueprints, you can come here like I did last week and get however many blueprints that I want, whichever one. You can get the nanotube, the synthetic fiber, the sensitium. You can get any one that you are missing. So you just click on there, whatever weapon that you need, then just come here and pick it up, and you should be good to go. So this is a very good opportunity for you to rack up on all those blueprints. Now, talking about blueprints, receiving mail in-game, so let me show you something. So inside the mailbox, when you open the mailbox, and you get all these things right here. Now, as you can see, I just received this right here, and I can pick it up. Now, there are something in here, like you can see, I have all these things right here I never picked up because they are boosters. Now, as you can see, when it comes to the boosters, like whether it's for weapon, XP, or whatnot, the way it used to be, when you claim it, and it goes straight to your character, and then you have to start using it. So if you are not playing the game, then you lose your benefit. But nowadays, you can claim it, and it'll go to your inventory, and it won't stop being used until you actually start using it. So the way it works now, so let's say I'm going to claim this, and I'm going to claim another one just to show you. So another one for XP, because I was hanging on to those, I didn't want to claim them, but now that they make this change, and it's easy. So what you got to do once you claim them, where do they go? Where if you click on your character screen and you go to consumables and just go to miscellaneous, and then they are right here. So when you want to use them on your character, like let me show you where they go to your character in case you didn't know, they go right here. So normally if you hover over this right here, you would see your boosters, right? So let's say I want to use one of those just for the purpose of this video. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to miscellaneous, and then let's say I want to use the gold one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on it, right? So I have 5 hours to use the benefit, but it goes to my character. So right here, as you can see, this is my booster. It is applied. Back then, before they make that change, it used to be once you claim it in front of the mailbox, it comes straight here, and then you have to use it. If you don't use it, then you lose the benefit. So that is a very good change for now. Now, the next and last thing I'm going to talk about, as far as some of the new things that come to the game, they now gives you more ammo for your heavy weapon. Talking about the sniper rifles and shotguns. So those used to be not being used. Now people are going to use them, because now you can have more ammo. So you can see the message right here with the update. I will leave a link in the description for the update. That way, if you want to check it out, you can check it out. But as you can see, for the Afterglow, the sniper rifle, you go from 6 to 12. And then for the piercing light, you go from 6 to 11. And then as far as the shotgun, the executor, you go from 8 to 14. This is a very good change, because a lot of time you're trying to use this weapon and you don't have enough rounds to actually make it count. So that's a very good thing. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Salang ayo. Kamsahamnida. See you guys in the next one.